WNYWaterCooler.com.
Disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. It was a total disaster. So I loved it. I gloat over it. I think it's wonderful because I like to see bad people fail.
WNYWaterCooler.com.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? Playoffs?
Fucking thing sucks!
In 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. WNYWaterCooler.com podcast. I'm Steve, your magnificent host. We got Coast on the line. Look for us on iTunes, the internet, Twitter, YouTube.
What's up, Steve?
Right where we thought we'd be. Fighting, needing a lot of help to get in.
I mean, we need one team to lose. We need to win and one team to lose. That's about, that's all you could ask for. We've had 17 weeks of meaningful football for the first time in 13 years, and that's a successful season in my book.
You might have the lowest expectations of anyone I've ever talked to. Then that's all. That's all you wanted, huh? Bills were 5-2, and we're. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a bad season if we don't get in, or when we probably don't get in, but, I mean, it's been a disappointing, 6 weeks.
We were a flawed 5-2 team. I think the disappointing part is, we were 5-2, now we're 8-7, so what's that, 3-5, over an 8-game stretch, but the 5 losses have been just terrible. We haven't lost a close game since Cincy.
Yeah, the team's gotten worse. I mean, we beat the bad teams, and the team overall just doesn't look good.
We have a lot of issues on offense, which goes without saying. I think a lot of it stems from the play calling and obviously Tyrod Taylor, but defensively, you really can't ask for much more against Brady. They played really well until the fourth quarter. You need your offense to help. If you can't score a single offensive touchdown in 2 games against New England, I mean, that's pathetic. I can't even fathom that. It's not even like New England's defense is amazing. They're one of the worst
they're not even good
in the entire NFL.
Well, when we score touchdowns, and everyone in the world, if we're just playing that game anywhere other than New England, that's a touchdown. I mean, I only watched the game with a couple of people, and no, that's a touchdown, but then I'm thinking, well, I remember playing in Foxborough in '98, and just give it to them. I mean, that was unbelievable. If it wasn't the Patriots and the Bills.
I honestly think that play changed the entire complexion of the game. I mean, we're not good in the second half, but that was a demoralizing call. We would have gone into halftime with the lead and getting the ball, and that was our best 2-minute drive under Tyrod Taylor probably ever, and we ended with a definite touchdown. They call it a touchdown on the field. The officials right on top of the plays, points at the ground near Benjamin's feet, calls it a TD, and then you go to replay in this ultra high def slow mo, and you I don't understand how you can definitively say that his toe wasn't touching the ground. It was a ridiculous overturn, and plays like that, how can you not think that there's something going on? New England gets every single one of those close calls, every single one. I don't know. That was demoralizing.
To be watching these games, and then they're going to break such a quick play. I mean, these players are so fast, so strong. Shit happens instantly, and then we slow it down frame by frame. We're splitting an atom here. Just could they use some common sense? It was just unbelievable. When you go, you have to go with the play as it's called on the field, unless it's clearly not a catch. And there's nothing that showed that it was clearly not a catch. It was just baffling. And of course, I mean, you saw McDermott's face. He was just standing there blankly. Like, I mean, I'll give the guy some credit. He's had some resolve. The team's been able to bounce back this year from problems that he's made and the GM's made. But it's for our team, for the Bills to bounce back after something like that, it's nearly impossible. We don't have the talent. We don't have the skill. And that completely, I mean, I'm just saying, like, look at this guy's face. We're done. This game's over with.
In the second half, and then, like, right away in the second half, you get a fourth down stop, and they overturn it. And that play was questionable, too, because Lewis reached the ball across and then pulled it back. And when it's like a receiver who is, like, catches the ball, runs up, and then runs back a little. They spot it where he, like, goes down. It's not like you're going in for a touchdown. I don't know what the rule is there, but it's not like it's different than scoring a TD where all you need to do is like break the plane. Like he reached it and then brought it back and then was down. So it's like I feel like the ball should have been back where he brought it back to. I don't know.
Yeah, the referee when they spotted the ball, they put it way behind the first down spot. And then they come in and just, oh yeah, it's definitely a first down. Like, well, and of course they go to timeout when that happened. Like, the Patriots don't need any breaks, and they get all these breaks that, it goes to like them knowing every nuance of every rule, like that the pass interference. Their receiver just grabs and hugs our guy because he's not gonna be able to catch the ball anyway. Our defender just is running down the field. He didn't make the contact. He didn't initiate the contact there.
No.
And they call a flag on us.
Yeah, that was questionable too. Like, I don't know. Watching it live, I thought it was pass interference. But then when they showed the replay, I was like, Hyde didn't even initiate contact at all. Like, Cooks just like hugged him, and then the refs like automatically throw the flag. And I don't know. I feel like I've seen so many plays similar to these plays that we've done that haven't gone our way. But with New England, it's every single close call. I mean, they could have 2 or 3 more losses this season.
They've had 4 touchdowns in crucial spots that went their way or against the teams they're playing. And that could have been 4 losses. I mean, we probably still would have lost. Likely, or would have definitely been a lot closer, way different game in the fourth quarter. And that Jets game, I mean, it would have been way different. They would have been losing late. This team doesn't need any more breaks, and they get them.
And then think back to they get so lucky. Like last week against Pittsburgh, they drop an interception. Like it's right in the guy's hands on that last drive for New England. He just drops it. The Houston game. Remember that Houston game? I mean. Another couple dropped interceptions on that last drive. Like these New England, I don't understand how you can get so lucky over and over and over. And I don't know, maybe
in the 6th round in 2000. It is never-ending luck. It's incredible.
It is.
And I mean the NFL in general, the Charles Clay drop. I mean he catches the ball, he turns around, and he made a bit of a move, and then the ball hits the ground and comes out. I mean, the letter of the law, that was a drop, or it wasn't a touchdown. But if that was in the field of play, not in the end zone, it probably would have been a catch. They just are taking all the fun out of watching these games. Just take away the Patriots away from it.
I agree. It's ridiculous. You're sitting there watching a replay for 5 minutes that, you're trying to, study if this guy's toe, left the ground in time. It's just crazy. One guy called into the radio this morning, and said they should change the replay rule. I actually thought this was a good idea. Maybe you heard it. I don't know. They should change the replay rule that you can watch the replay at real time, so that you get any obvious missed call gets fixed, but you're not narrowing it down to this super slow-mo frame by frame replay. I thought that was a pretty good idea, because then you're not going to miss anything blatant. You can have all the different camera angles, but get rid of this, super slow-mo.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. That's actually, no slow motion, just watch it at the game speed. And then, I mean, if you can't tell from that, then then keep the
Don't
play
overturn
however
it.
it was called. Yeah, that's actually pretty.
Right.
I haven't.
Because you're going to be able to tell if someone didn't get their feet down inbounds or not. Like, you can tell that. You can tell, like, obvious drops and stuff. But the Benjamin, Jesse James, like, those types of plays, they're so close that the call on the field should just stand. So, I don't know. I thought that was a good idea. It probably never happened, but this slow-mo replay is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and I saw some stat. I think it was your boy Jeremy White said that, like advantageous penalty yards or something. Like we had the least in the league, or like big penalties that went our way. I mean, that's part of it because we don't throw the ball downfield to a talented receiver that'll draw these plays.
Yep,
but
that's exactly right. I think that I saw that and I looked it up, and we're averaging we get 48 penalty yards in our favor per game or something, 32nd in the league. But I think that's a lot to do with our total lack of a downfield any sort of threat. How many deep PIs have we had this season?
Maybe one. I can't think of.
I can't even remember any.
I can't remember very many. If they're impactful.
Yeah, and I don't know, Taylor. Man, he is just. It's tough to watch, man. The first fourth down stop, third down, he just makes a horrendous throw to McCoy, and then fourth down. What's he doing on that fourth down inside the 10, running around, doesn't even get a throw off, gets sacked? I know we got the Poyer pick six after that, but that stuff's inexcusable. And then our next fourth down, he throws the deep ball to Clay, and he doesn't even give him a chance. At that point, an interception is better than an incomplete pass. The ball's thrown out of bounds. I mean, these are inexcusable, careless errors, and just absolutely killer.
Well, yeah, I mean, when he threw the one, at the last second, I think he threw it out of bounds instead of taking an actual sack. But just throw it up to someone to make a play, or if it gets picked, who cares? Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, some of the play calling, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. We went for it. It was 4th and 2 or 4th and 1. But on third down, if we know we're going to go for it on fourth,
run it.
Why wouldn't we run it? Or run it on one of those two plays? I mean, it's because it's a rookie coach.
I run it on third too, but at the end of the day, McCoy was open, and the ball was spiked to him. So I don't know, man. It's you should have run it, but the play was there to be made.
But he's never going to make that pass. That's a pass that he'll never make.
Maybe you got to understand the limitations of your quarterback more and just run it. And
he's not going to throw it across his body, across the field, a 9-yard post or whatever they call the actual route, but he's never going to throw that pass because the minuscule chance it's going to get intercepted, he doesn't throw it.
The screen pass to DeMarco, I watched the replay of that today. That really was one of the worst plays of all time.
Well,
I don't know if that was first down from the 12 or something, but it was so slow to develop. It was just a terrible, terrible play. I think you maybe retweeted the replay or something. But
yeah, I saw what they were trying to do, but you're running across the field to the wrong way, and then you're throwing across the field to a fullback
who never catches the ball. It's not like he's Sam Gash or something.
I'm pretty sure the last time we threw it to him, it was the first play. Well, it was the fourth play of the Chargers game, and it's pick six. It bounced off his brick hands.
Yeah, not fooling anyone with that. Terrible. Tolbert. I mean, I know Cadet got hurt, so they were kind of handcuffed, but man, he's brutal.
He must have something
he's
on
an Pro Bowl alternate, which is pretty funny.
He must have something on McDermott or Bean. For him to be on the team still is just. I don't care how nice of a guy. Then just give him a clipboard and let him be a coach. That fat piece of shit is horrible. He's horrible.
I'd have no problem with him being on the team as an actual fullback and getting the occasional carry, but he's been our backup running back for 2/3 of the season. It took them till, I don't remember, maybe week 10 or 12 or something to sign Cadet, which immediately he was better at running the ball and catching the ball than Tolbert. That's one of the things that really bothers me about this season is that we just were satisfied with Tolbert for so long.
Yeah, and we designed plays to him. We designed plays to him.
Man.
Why are we designing plays that go to Mike Tolbert? Scrap it. Put him in as a fullback and he could block.
Well, he gets that draw play at 2nd and 25, which people were all up in arms about, but what are you going to do there? 2nd and 25 from your own 5, it's like
with this
you're
team,
kind of screwed with this offense. Just kind of
I saw this. I said that. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a draw to him for maybe 1 yard, and he got none. I mean, I know the play.
Can't really blame anybody for that. I mean, yeah, we could be like, okay, get 12 or 13 here, but how often does Taylor complete 12 or 13-yard passes?
Yeah, and if I'm sitting there and I know exactly what's going to happen, you think Belichick's not going to know? It's just this code, the offensive scheming, the whole thing is just horrible. The Dolphins. I'm not scared of the Dolphins.
It's a bad combination of talent on offense and play calling. I don't like any of it. You know, I don't know. Maybe Dennison isn't a bad coach, but he just doesn't have the players that he needs. But are you really gonna potentially draft a quarterback and trust Dennison to develop him? I don't feel too great about that.
Yeah. Well, on to this game. The line's 2.5. I was just playing with some parlays. So if you put $100 on the Bills and Bengals to both win, Bengals are plus 10. 100 pays 660. And if you put $100 on the Raiders, Bills, and Jags to win, $100 pays 1,555. 1,555.
Yeah, last I saw it was like 7 plus 713 or something for the Bills Bengals parlay, but maybe I haven't looked at the line to see if it's moved at all for the Cincy game, but I don't think it's totally impossible that Cincy could win.
Yeah, I'm surprised that line's 10. I mean, the Bengals, they looked good last week against Detroit, and Detroit needed that game. Detroit's at least as good as the Ravens. Didn't the Ravens lose to Detroit?
Nah, they beat them at home. Oh. That was like the one game they had left where we were like, all right, we need them to lose, but they won that one.
Yeah, all week. I mean,
that's the only. Baltimore's schedule has been unbelievably fortuitous to them. We play next year. We play Houston and I think Green Bay too, and we're going to be facing Watson and Rodgers, and Baltimore. It's unbelievable. If you go through their schedule and the list of quarterbacks they've played, last week they played Brissett, then they played Kaiser. They lose to Roethlisberger. They beat Stafford. They beat Savage. They beat Hundley. They lose to Mariota. They beat the Dolphins. They lose to the Vikings. They lose to the Bears at home. They beat the Raiders when Manuel played. E.J. Manuel played that game. They got killed by the Steelers at home. They lost by 37 to Jacksonville. They're terrible.
They should have lost last week. Did you watch that game at all, the Saturday night game?
The Colts, I didn't watch it, but I read about it.
They could have very easily, the Colts could have very easily won that game.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday now, and people listen on Thursday. I'm not really that excited for this because I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, maybe I've just been hungover from Christmas, but I'm not. The excitement level that I have right now is about our chances, 20%, and that's even. I mean, I think we're going to take care of the Dolphins. I could see Jay Cutler getting a little frisky, but I think that team's just in Maladin mode. I don't see what they're going to be playing for. Jarvis Landry's going to be a free agent. Ndamukong Suh is probably out. I mean, Drake could and probably will tear us up, but I think Gase, maybe he's coaching for his job, but I mean, he has built-in excuses.
The Dolphins have literally there's no reason to win this game for the Dolphins. Unless you want to just play spoiler to our chances, which maybe, but I mean, I don't know what their draft position swing could be, but I don't know though. Maybe they don't care because I wonder if Miami thinks they have their quarterback still. I don't know how people down there feel about Tannehill. I think he's garbage, but they did give him a big contract, so maybe they don't care about draft position.
Well, I mean, Tannehill's going to be their quarterback. I mean, they have, 6 wins or 7 wins? So, I mean, if they get an extra win, that could change 8 or 10 spots, I would think.
Yeah, 6 and 10, I feel like you're in
top 10.
7 to 10 range, maybe. 7 and 9, you'd be 15. or 12 to 15, that zone we've been picking in for 15, 17 years. But I don't know. The worst nightmare scenario is the Bills and Ravens both losing. That would really be brutal. That would hurt.
If we lose and the Ravens lose, and I have to live through another 2004, at least I won't be at the game, but I'm not gonna be able. That's gonna be tough. Or if the Ravens win in overtime or something, it's the Bills win, and then the Ravens win in overtime on some bullshit ass play.
I wouldn't be surprised if that. There's a lot of possibilities for just total heartbreaking way for this to end. And I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I don't have much confidence either, but at least I have a semi-decent chance. I'm trying to think. At 04, what was it? I think the Jets were playing in New Orleans or something, and we found out in the car that they lost. That was rough.
That was real rough. Well, what do you think it's
the
more
Rams.
like?
They lost 32-29.
And all three teams we need to lose are all at home. Well,
Yep.
the Tennessee, that team's. We're saying the Bills are bad, Baltimore's bad. Tennessee's just as bad, and the Chargers. They're the Chargers. The team is so up and down. They're playing great for 3 or 4 weeks. Of course, that's right when we play them, and we have some box boy from Walmart as our quarterback for some inexplicable reason. But what do you think it's more likely the Ravens lose or Jacksonville wins and Raiders win?
Each individual game, I would probably say that. I mean, everything you hear so far from Barone is that they're playing to win, and so I mean that's crazy to me. But I guess maybe you don't want to enter. Maybe you don't want to go into the playoffs losing 2 straight and then having to face a team you just lost to.
I wouldn't want to.
There could be something to be said about that.
But also, you don't want to get hurt in a seemingly meaningless game. So, Fournette, I
wouldn't play Fournette.
Yeah, I wouldn't play Fournette either.
But they could still win with Ivory. It's not Ivory's at least a capable NFL player. I would say the most likely result is Jacksonville wins, and then the next most likely is probably Oakland. I
have no faith in Oakland. I think Oakland is just. I think Del Rio's on the hot seat, and they're stuck with Carr. 5 years, $125 million. He signed. Pretty sure this previous offseason, they're stuck with him, and he looks bad.
What happened to him, man? He was an MVP favorite last year. Him and Matt Ryan through week 13 or whatever. He got hurt.
Cooper's hurt, and Crabtree's old. And we're talking about you're saying Watson and what these guys that have ACL tears, these quarterbacks. That's not something you automatically come back from. I don't know. They're not career-ending, but they're career-altering, especially for next season.
Yeah, it depends on the severity. Watson already had it happen to him once. Wentz, walked off the field. He played a few plays. But, when Bridgewater did it, he was, dead. So, I don't know. You're right, though. Who knows? But, yeah, so Jacksonville, I think, could definitely win, but after that, I don't have much confidence.
Yeah, we just need... I don't even know... If Flacco gets hurt, I don't even think that matters. They'll put in Mallet.
Terrible.
Mallet probably isn't a downgrade, other than he might be, huffing glue or gas or something, but...
Definitely. He's not. Flacco's had a terrible season. Baltimore... They've had, like I said before, it's ridiculous how lucky they've been. To face Manuel, Savage, and Hundley is just, how lucky can you possibly be? This team was 3-5 or something. And then it was boom, 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 injury. And all the teams they were, supposed to be facing. And then they finished the season with 2 home games against Cincy and Indy after playing Cleveland. Come on. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and they've got to play Brissett too. The Colts had Brissett the whole year, but at the beginning of the year, you're thinking that game's going to be bigger.
Right, Brissett. They faced, yeah, exactly. That's another one. So, but I don't know. We never get those breaks, it seems.
The game's at 4:25. I don't really like that. I mean, I like that they're playing all the games at the same time, but this game's not going to be over until 8 o'clock now.
I wish they were all being played at 1. But, I mean, for you, you're probably like, it's New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah, it is.
So that could impact a lot of people's plans. Not mine, but a lot of people's.
Yeah, Harbaugh was bitching about it because he's saying there's not going to be any fans at the game now to cheer him on, which...
Good.
I mean, yeah, that's good for us, but I mean, how are the fans not going to go? I don't get that. Baltimore's supposed to be some great fucking football town. It's basically a playoff game. I mean, generally.
It is a playoff game. If they lose, I think they're out.
Yeah, they'll need. I think they would need.
Yeah.
They need us to lose, and then they would need the Chargers to lose, I think.
I want to say that if everyone ends up tied at 8-8, man, I'd have to check this now. But I don't think it's Baltimore that gets it. I think Baltimore might be one of the 2 teams out. It might be like Tennessee and San Diego or something.
Does a tie
I don't know,
matter?
it's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, a tie. I like to root for ties. They're kind of fun, but I mean, so if the Raiders tie, or I mean, if the Ravens tie, are we in over them?
Yeah, because they'd be 8.
Oh, they'd
6
be.
and 1. Oh, wait a minute. They'd be. What are they right now? 9 and 6.
Yeah.
No, they'd be in over us. 9, 6 and 1 would beat 9 and 7. But ties for Tennessee and San Diego would be good for us. So we basically need a win and a Ravens loss, or a win and a Chargers loss or tie, and a Titans loss or tie.
All right. Yeah, so we need the players to be playing for Jackie Boy Del Rio, who's a joke, and we need the boys playing for Marvin Lewis. Take him out on top.
That's possible. That dude's been there forever. He's been there, 15 seasons? Could be his last game. They could spoil the Ravens' season. I would venture to guess that there's plenty of motivation in Cincinnati. And they're not a terrible team. I mean,
they have some talent. They have a lot of injuries, but yeah, I mean, if that game was in Cincy, I mean, I would think that line would be maybe 3. I mean, that would be almost the exact same thing as Bills Jets last year, or 2 years ago. I mean, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I give Cincy a shot. Hopefully the Ravens fans no-show, and we've been to Baltimore. Those fans are overrated.
Yeah.
I wasn't impressed.
Well, I mean, they were playing us when we were 0-7, but yeah, I mean, the Titans, this team that's playing against the Jags that have nothing to play for, the line's 3, and the Oakland game's 8. The spreads. And how is Tennessee? That just shows how bad Tennessee is when they're only favored by 3 against a team that has almost nothing at all to play for.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing that sucks, too, is that despite all the stuff that Doug Marrone says, I can't imagine him playing Fournette, Ramsey, Boyer, whatever the hell his name is, Campbell, Jackson, all those guys. Like, that would be crazy.
But if they bench Bortles, if they put someone else in for Bortles, that'll probably be an upgrade. I don't know who their backup is, but
neither do I. But you're right. So I don't know. I mean, I think there's a pretty legitimate possibility that Fournette, their 2 starting corners, and their DNs and Jackson, who have like 35 sacks, don't play.
All right, give us some predictions here. No one cares about the Jags, not even their own fans. Oh, they sold out the game. Wow. Woohoo.
Oh yeah, half the upper deck's probably tarped.
Yeah, they put swimming pools up there, I guess.
Yeah. So prediction: I think the Bills are going to win. It's going to be real close though, like 23-20, and I think we're going to fall just short because Baltimore, in a nail biter, is going to somehow luckily beat the Bengals.
Yeah, Tiny Ty, he always plays well against the Dolphins. He always puts up big stats. I think the Bills are going to come out and trounce Miami. It'll be like 27-10, and then the game we'll just be switching the game over to the Baltimore game, and I have no faith. And I think that Tennessee will lose, and I think the Chargers are going to get in, just because that'll be worst case scenario for all the McDermott lovers, McDurr, and I think it's just going to be a whole off season of.
Oh my God! I wouldn't be able to handle it.
We're going to go in the offseason, everyone bitching about McDermott, including me, and then Peterman's going to be our starter by default because we're not going to want to pay somebody else that's just as shitty as Tyrod, and we're going to get the fourth or fifth, probably the fifth best quarterback in the draft.
That's one thing I won't be able to handle that. There's no one with no rational person can think that the person we started at quarterback in that game would have made a difference. San Diego was playing really good at that point in time. They absolutely housed us. Yeah, we had the interceptions, obviously, but that team, our defense couldn't stop anyone. They had a defensive touchdown in the second half as well.
Yeah, Natron Means, Mike McCoy, and those San Diego Chargers. They really. We have all offseason to argue about it. So we'll talk to you next week when we're trying to get plans to go to KC.
I love it. All right, later.
Stop the hammering. Stop the hammering out there. Who's got a hammer? Where is it?
Hey, Peter. Yeah? Watch out for your cornhole, bud.
Okay, Lawrence.
This is Nathan for you.
Because you couldn't take a hit? That's a joke. That's an absolute joke is what it is.
Shit, I'm all about the Bills like Thurman Thomas.
We're not making a playoff.